Performance USA, the greatest entertainers in America, as requested by you, the men and women in the United States Armed Forces throughout the world. Command Performance, presented this week and every week till it's over there. Greetings and salutations, gang. Here comes another group of Hollywood's finest in answer to your request to Command Performance, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. And here's your MC for tonight's soiree, the voice himself, in the flesh, what there is of it, Frank Sinatra.
With her high starch collar and her high top shoes and her hair piled high upon her head, she went to find a jolly hour on the trolley and found my heart instead. With my light brown derby and my bright green tie, I was quite the lonesomest of men. I started the end, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. For the moment I saw her, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When she smiled, I could feel the car shake. I tipped my hat and took a seat. I said I hoped I hadn't stepped upon her feet. I asked her name, then lost my breath. She looked so lovely that it scared me half to death. Buzz, 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 buzz went the buzzer. Flop, flop, flop went the wheels. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As she started to leave, I took hold of her sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, she stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with her hand holding mine to the end of the line.
Thank you, fellas. And now it's a pleasure to introduce someone you're always glad to see. The gal who's been over there in your backyard so often in person, Miss Frances Langford. Frances, welcome to Command Performance again.
Thank you, Frank.
By the way, who else is on the show tonight?
Well, as far as I know, there'll just be you and me.
Just the two of us, huh? Well, well, well. Sounds kind of cozy, doesn't it?
Now, look, Frank, don't start anything. Remember, I've got you outweighed.
Oh, I'd never get fresh with you, Frances. You're nice and sweet. And besides, I've seen what you did to Bob Hope's nose.
Well, maybe it'll be fun at that, just the two of us.
Sure, who knows? A thing like this could blossom into a beautiful romance.
Romance? Oh, Frank, I can never think of you that way. You're too adolescent.
Did you say adolescent or convalescent?
Well, I meant that you seem a little too juvenile, if you'll forgive me.
But I'm not juvenile, Frances, not at all.
Be truthful, Frank. Did your father ever tell you about the birds and the bees?
Sure, and I took it too seriously, hey. I was 17 before I found out it was no fun going out with a canary.
I knew you didn't know anything about women. I saw you in Griffith Park with a girl.
What about it?
You were playing golf.
What do you want in the daytime? I'm really not adolescent at all, though, Francis, and after you spend an evening alone with me, you'll realize it.
Some chance of being alone with you, Frank. Your fans must know you're here. They'll be battering down the door any minute.
Well, we might be bothered a little bit, but I don't care. I'm tickled to death that kids like me because I like them. And those kids are sure loyal. They stick to me no matter what.
Oh, say, Frank, I'm sorry to interrupt, but there's a young lady outside who wants an autograph.
Already?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, Frank, she's little Elizabeth Taylor.
You mean the little girl who was so wonderful in National Velvet?
That's the one.
Gee, I didn't know she was one of my fans. Well, tell her to come right in, Dad.
Right this way, Miss Taylor.
I hate to burst in like this, but when I heard who was here tonight, I just had to come over.
Oh, that's all right, Elizabeth.
I've simply got to have the autograph of my very favorite singer.
Only too happy.
So would you sign right here, Miss Langford?
Miss Langford, she said.
Well, I'd be happy to give you my autograph, Elizabeth. Here, give me your book.
Oh,
There you
thank you
are.
so much, Miss Langford. I have the autograph of every famous person in the nation now.
Isn't there one missing? How about Frankie's?
I haven't got his yet, but I've got Eleanor's.
No, dear, you don't seem to understand. Didn't you ever hear of a Frankie who sings? I sing for a living.
Well, how can anybody be sure?
That I'm a singer?
No, that you're living.
I can't stand all this flattery. It's too much for me. Look, forget my charm for a minute, will you, dear? I have some news for you. I'm Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
Yes,
Oh, my goodness. I'm terribly sorry for what I said about the way you look.
that's better.
If you're Frank Sinatra, you've got a right to look that way.
Gee, thanks.
Imagine me meeting Frank Sinatra. I've got to phone the girls in our fan club right away.
Oh, then you are fans.
Oh, I should say so. Every one of us. May I use your phone?
Sure, here it is. Tell me the number and I'll dial it for you.
Oh, that's nice of you. But you'd better save your strength. I'll do it.
Hello?
Girls, are you listening? Guess who I'm standing right next to? Frank Sinatra.
Oh, Elizabeth, touch him and tell us if he does anything to you.
Okay. Mr. Sinatra, the girls want me to touch you.
Oh, all right. Here, touch me on my chest.
Would you mind pointing it out to me?
Now, this whole thing is just a waste of time. Here, touch me on my arm.
All right. Girls, I just touched Frank Sinatra.
How was it, Elizabeth?
He was right. The whole thing is just a waste of time.
Elizabeth, listen.
Hey, look. Now, if you can find his name, that get us.
Oh, that's silly. I couldn't do that.
Oh, go on, Elizabeth. You're a club member. You've got to.
What do they want, dear?
Well, they want me to touch you on the Adam's apple.
That's ridiculous, the Adam's apple.
Well, they want me to.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Well, what's the delay?
I'm waiting for it to come up from behind your bow tie. Here it comes now. I did it, girls.
Did you really? Tell us, Elizabeth. How did his neck feel?
Well, I don't quite know how to describe it, girls. But do you remember Thanksgiving and the turkey?
This has gone far enough.
Goodbye, girls. I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much for your cooperation, Mr. Sinatra. I'm sure the girls in the AR fan club are very grateful.
The AR fan club?
Oh, didn't I tell you? We girls are just crazy about Andy Russell.
Good night, Miss Taylor.
Good night, Mr. Sinatra.
Was that one of your loyal fans, Frank?
There's some sabotage going on someplace. Francis, why don't you sing something and soothe my nerves, huh?
All right. I have a lovely number here by Sergeant Dave Rose called Our Waltz. Do you think that might do it?
I know it will, baby. Go right ahead.
Our waltz is music fashioned in heaven. Angels composed it trembling with kisses, each note a heartbeat throbbing with love. Angels were watching one day, and our love was their inspiration. Our waltz is springtime, filled with a promise never to fade with a dawn. Though you're gone, in my heart, dear, our waltz lives Our waltz is springtime, filled with a promise never to fade with a dawn. Though you're gone, in my heart, dear, our waltz plays
That was beautiful, Francis. I don't know, when you sing, something happens to me. No kidding. Couldn't we be more than just friends?
Frank, I told you before, my type of a man is sophisticated, worldly type.
But I'm plenty sophisticated. I'm out carousing every night.
You mean you drink?
Like a fish. I think nothing of having 8 or 10 Zimbies.
Zimbies?
Yeah, soda pop with 2 yeast cakes. Look, Francis, if you just...
Say, Frank, there's another visitor outside, and this time I think it's one of your fans.
What makes you think so?
Well, she's only 7.5 years old.
I guess she's a senior club member.
Yeah.
Sounds like a conspiracy. Well, sure in, Ken. I'm always glad to talk to one of my loyal fans.
All right. Gentlemen of the AEF, here's the young lady you met in Journey for Margaret, Meet Me in St. Louis, and other MGM hits. America's new sweetheart, Margaret O'Brien. Well, welcome to Command Performance, Margaret.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter.
I want you to meet Frank Sinatra.
Oh, are you really Frank Sinatra?
Yes, I am.
The Frank Sinatra?
That's right.
Oh, you poor man.
Margaret, that's no way to talk. I thought you were one of my fans.
Well, I must confess I have a picture of you at home.
Really?
Yes, Mother shows it to me every day. She says that's what'll happen to me if I don't eat my spinach.
All right, so I'm a little thin. I got a lot of worries.
I know. Dick Haynes, Annie Russell, Carmen Lombardo.
Please, Margaret, I guess you're not a fan of mine after all.
Well, I must convince I'm not.
But why?
Oh, I run around with an older crowd. We prefer Crosby.
Oh, you mean Mount Baldy, huh? Well, what is it that you like about him?
Well, for one thing, when Bing sings a song, he makes it sound convincing.
Well, don't I?
No. For instance, you sing, I Walk Alone. Everyone knows that's impossible.
Oh, I'm getting fractured. Now, wait a minute, Margaret. That's a false rumor. I'm standing alone now. Do you see anything holding me up?
No, but I haven't been around and back to look.
You have a point there. What else is there about me you don't like, Margaret?
Well, I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings, Mr. Sinatra, but you don't sing enough humorous songs.
I don't?
No, our crowd likes to hear songs that are funny, like Don't Fence Me In.
Well, what's so funny about Don't Fence Me In?
Have you heard Mr. Tibbet sing it?
Yeah, that's right, hey. That Larry Tibbet does sing that song funny.
I don't see why you should be laughing. He's the man who took your job.
Touche, touche.
Mr. Sinatra, you're too serious when you sing.
How do you mean, too serious?
Well, you make every song as though it were going to be your last.
Well, in my condition, it may be. But I'm going to take a chance to sing a little song especially for you, Margaret.
You won't be mad at me, will you, Mr. Sinatra?
Mad at you for what, dear?
I'm healthy and I may not swoon.
No, Margaret, I won't be mad at you. Lullaby and good night, thy mother's delight, bright angels around, my darling shall stand, they will guard thee from harms, thou shalt wake in my arms, they will guard thee from harms, thou shalt wake in my arms. With roses bedight, with lilies bedecked, is my baby's wee bed. Lay thee down now and rest, may thy slumber be blessed. Lay thee down now and rest, may thy slumber be blessed.
Gee, that was lovely, Frank.
Thanks, Francis. Well, what did you think of it, Margaret?
May I have your autograph, Miss Langford?
Of course, Margaret. There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Good night, dear.
Night.
You don't seem to be doing very well with the kids tonight, Frank.
Oh, don't worry. I could have made her love me if I had my yo-yo with me. What were we talking about before she came in?
Well, you were asking me to go out with you and...
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Sinatra. My name's Roddy McDowell, and this is Peggy Ann Garner.
Well, I'm very glad to know you. This is Miss Frances Langford.
Hello, Roddy. It was nice of you to bring Peggy Ann with you.
Oh, I take her everywhere where I go. She's my fiancée.
Fiancé? How old are you, Peggy Ann?
13.
Well, how long have you two been engaged?
9 years.
It all began a long time ago. We made a pledge and he gave me a safety pin.
Oh, I see. Well, tell me, what can I do for you?
Well, Peggy Ann plays your phonograph records night and day, Mr. Sinatra, but she's never seen you in person.
She hasn't?
No, and I thought it would be best for our future if she saw what you look like.
Oh, well, make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you very much. We won't be any trouble. Let's sit right here, Roddy.
Better move your chair over a little bit. Unless you get at the right angle, you can't see him at all.
They're sweet, aren't they, Frank?
Yeah, they're sweet. They're great.
Go right ahead with what you're doing, Mr. Sinatra. Don't mind us.
Let's see. Where were we, Francis? Oh, yes, I was asking you what you were doing after the show.
That's right.
Well, couldn't we go someplace together? We can get along swell, Francis. I think you're cute.
Oh, Frank.
I mean it. You're awfully cute. I said so from the start.
Really?
Yeah, you're just too cute for anything.
Well, Peggy Ann, now will you admit he's a square?
Oh, I can't.
Roddy, please. You're speaking of the square I adore.
Now, look, you two.
Oh, don't pay any attention to us, Mr. Sinatra. Just make believe we're not here.
Go ahead with what you were saying, Frank.
Well, I wish you'd take me more seriously, Francis. Somehow I feel that you're different from other girls. There's a quality about you that's so, well, it's so...
I knew it. He hasn't got the breath to finish it.
I don't care. I think he's super. Just look how his hair falls down on his forehead.
Yes, and look how his chest falls down on his stomach.
Just ignore them, Francis. We can really be alone after the show. I know a lovely little rendezvous.
Well, I don't know, Frank. I have to get up early in the morning, and...
But you love this place. It's so intimate and cozy.
Well, I don't think...
And it'll be wonderful. Just you and me and candlelight and wine.
He couldn't get anywhere with beer and a flashlight.
Roddy, you've just got to stop talking about my Frankie like that.
I'm only trying to open your eyes. For the life of me, I can't see what he's got that appeals to you.
I don't know. I guess he just brings out the mother in me.
Peggy, during all our courtship, you've had a silly crush on someone or another.
That's not true.
It is. First of all, it was Rudy Valley, then Singing Sam, and now you've sung to this.
Now, just a minute. I know what your trouble is, Roddy. You're just jealous of Mr. Sinatra.
Sure.
Well, I'm only trying to protect my interests. How do I know that some night the two of them won't elope?
Oh, that's impossible.
No, it isn't. Peggy's strong enough to carry him.
Now, look, maybe I can straighten this thing out right now. Peggy Ann, you need a good talking to.
Well, talk to me, Frankie. Talk to me.
Now, cut that out. Roddy is the boy for you. It's silly to even think of me that way.
Oh, don't say that, Frankie. You're breaking my heart. Couldn't you marry me?
Marry you?
Yes, I'll work for you, slave for you. I'll cook your meals, darn your socks, wheel you to your broadcasts.
Now, Peggy, you're just being ridiculous. How can we two be married? One of us is an adult and the other's just an immature child.
Oh, that's all right, Frankie. You'll grow up.
I'm sorry, Peggy. The whole thing's impossible and that's final.
You mean you're spurning my love?
Come on home, Peggy. You might have known it would end this way.
I guess so, but I can't take it. Goodbye, Mr. Sinatra. Someday you'll meet the right girl, the girl you really love. And when you do, will you do something for me?
What?
Ask her if she can use 228 pairs of Bobby socks.
Francis, please, couldn't we go somewhere where we wouldn't be disturbed?
Sounds like some more of your devoted worshipers, Frank.
Oh, brother, what else can happen to me now? Come in.
Hiya, Mr. Sinatra. Hiya. Hiya.
Gee. What cute little boys. Come on in, fellas. Are you Sinatra fans?
Are you kidding? We're Bing Crosby's kids.
Oh, no. What have I done to deserve this? Look, we've had nothing but trouble tonight. Am I going to have some more with you?
Oh, no, Mr. Sinatra. We like you.
You like me?
Sure, I think you're great. Me too. Me too. Not me.
Oh, so doesn't like me, huh?
No, he likes you too, Mr. Sinatra. He's just cautious.
How do you mean cautious?
Yeah, the last time he said he liked you, Papa fractured it.
Yeah, I can understand it of you, old man. Well, gee, fellas, it's sure swell to find you're all on my side.
Well, keep it under your hat. Don't spread it around. Yeah, we don't want it to get back to you-know-who.
Oh, you mean,
Yeah, the old groaner.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You can depend on me, fellas.
You know, this is the first time we've ever seen you, Mr. Sinatra. Papa wouldn't even let us see a picture of you.
Well, do I look like you thought I would?
No, Papa told us you didn't have any hair either.
Fine thing. Well, it's great you could sneak over here like this, boys. By the way, where is the heartbeat of the gay 90s this evening?
He's tired. He's playing golf.
He
He plays golf all day. He plays golf every day. He says he has to watch his waistline.
Well, that shouldn't be tough. Wherever he looks, there it is. So the old man goes in for exercise, huh?
Yeah, when he isn't playing golf, he's working in the garden.
The garden? What's he planting this year?
Same as last year, your phonograph records.
You should see what I do with his.
Mr. Sinatra, could I see your kitchen now?
The kitchen?
Yeah, the place you keep all the food.
What food?
Papa says you're taking the bread and butter out of our mouths.
Now, Lindsay, you know that isn't true. Papa just made that up.
He did?
Sure, just look at Mr. Sinatra. You can see he's never had a piece of bread and butter.
I think I better change the subject here, fellas. Can any of you guys sing, or do you all take after your old man?
Gary does a little singing.
Oh, really? How about a sample, Gary?
Okay, I got two styles of singing.
You have?
Yeah, here's the way I sing at home. Where the blue of the night meets the gold of the day.
Well, that's mighty swell, Gary. Now, how do you sing away from home?
Like this. Won't you tell me?
Hold on tight, son.
My name, if you're satisfied, I'll be at your side.
You may hear from my lawyer in the morning.
Someday and always.
Mighty swell, boys, and that about takes care of another session, fellas. Don't miss next week's command performance. We're having a big novelty cast of all the people over 16 years of age. So until then, guys, this is Frank Sinatra saying the best of the best from the USA. So long.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.